Om Shanti, Morning Murli, 23rd June. Sweet letter of Bap Dada for sweet, sweet children. Essence, sweet children, the multi-millions you have here will be of no use. Everything is to be turned to dust. Therefore, now earn a true income for the land of truth. Sweet children, the multi-millions you have here will be of no use. Everything is to be turned to dust. Therefore, now earn a true income for the land of truth. Question: due to which accept are you Brahmins considered to be more elevated than the deities? Due to which accept are you Brahmins considered to be more elevated than the deities? Answer: you Brahmins now serve everyone spiritually. You Brahmins now serve everyone spiritually. You enable souls to experience meeting the Father, the Supreme Soul. Deities don't do public service. Deities don't do public service. Whereas are the kings and queen, so the subjects. They experience the reward of the efforts they made here. They don't do any service. This is why you Brahman servers are considered to be more elevated than the deities. Om Shanti. Whose gathering is this? Baba is asking, whose gathering is this? It is that of human souls and the Supreme Soul. Someone who has a body is said to be an embodied being, a human being, whereas the other is called the Supreme Soul. Human souls have been separated from the Supreme Soul for a long time, and this now is known as auspicious meeting. You children know that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, cannot be called a human soul because he takes a body on loan. He takes the support of a body. He himself comes and says, children, I also have to take the support of this matter. I don't enter a womb. I incarnate in this one and explain to you. You human souls have your own bodies. I don't have a body of my own, and so this is a unique gathering. This is a unique gathering. It is not that we have a guru, disciples or followers. No, this is a school. It is not that when the guru leaves you would receive his throne. Baba is saying it is not that when the guru leaves you would receive his throne. No. Here there is no question of a throne. You children have faith about who is teaching you. No one without faith would come here. The clan of Brahman is the clan of human souls because the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, creates Brahman through Brahma. You know that you Brahmans are most elevated, even more elevated than the deities. Deities don't do public service. Whereas are the king and queen, so the subjects. They experience their reward according to the efforts they made. There no one does service. It is Brahmins that do service. You children know that you are learning Raj Yoga from the Unlimited Father exactly as you did 5,000 years ago. You are children. It is not a question of followers. The Father repeatedly calls you children and explains to you. You have now become soul conscious. Souls are imperishable, whereas bodies are perishable. Bodies are called clothing. This is dirty, impure clothing because the soul has been following devilish dictates and indulging in sin and has therefore become impure. The words pure and impure are specially connected with the vices. The Father says, don't become impure anymore. don't become impure anymore. At the moment, everyone is trapped in the chains of Ravan because this is the kingdom of Ravan. Therefore, the Father liberates you from the kingdom of Ravan and sends you into the kingdom of Rama. They say God the Father is the liberator. He says, I liberate everyone from sorrow and take them back to the land of peace. Having been there, you children then have to come down and repeat your parts afresh. First, the deities have to repeat their parts. They were the first ones. The original eternal deity religion is once again being established through Brahma. Destruction of the Iron Age is just ahead. Everyone is in extreme darkness. Everyone is in extreme darkness. Many have become millionaires and multimillionaires, but this is a great pomp of Brahman with which they are tempted. The Father explains that is a false income which is to turn to dust. They will not gain anything. You have come to claim the inheritance for your future 21 births from the Father. This is the true income for the land of truth. Everyone has to go back home. Everyone is in the stage of retirement. The Father says, I am the Satguru, the bestower of salvation for all. I uplift the Sikhs and impure ones. Even small children are taught to remember Shiv Baba. Even small children are taught to remember Shiv Baba. You can throw away the rest of the pictures. Only one Shiv Baba and none other. You know that you have once again come to claim the inheritance of unlimited happiness from the Father. You have been claiming limited inheritances from limited fathers for birth after birth, and you have been becoming impure by following the devilish dictates of Ravan. People don't understand these things. They burn an EFG of Ravan, and so he should be destroyed after he has been burnt. When they burn human bodies, all traces of their names and forms are wiped out. But the name and form of Ravan don't disappear. They burn his EFG again and again. The Father says these 5 vices are Ravan. They are your enemies for 63 births. An enemy of Bharat means your enemy. An enemy of Bharat means your enemy. You fell into the jail of Ravan when you started following the path of sin. For precisely half a cycle, it is the kingdom of Ravan. Ravan is not burnt away, nor does he die. Now you know that you have been experienced a lot of sorrow in the kingdom of Ravan. This is a play about sorrow and happiness. It is sung, if you are defeated by Maya, you are defeated by everything. If you are defeated by Maya, you are defeated by everything. And if you conquer Maya, you are able to conquer everything. So we are once again conquering Maya and claiming the kingdom of Rama. The kingdom of Rama and Sita is in the silver age. The golden age is the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. There it is only the original eternal deity religion. That is called the godly kingdom established by the Father. You cannot call the Father omnipresent because it is a brotherhood. There is only the one Father and you are all brothers. You are all brothers. The Father sits here and teaches souls. The Father's order is, remember me. Remember me, I have come to give you the fruit of devotion. To whom? To those who have performed devotion from beginning to the end. At first you only perform devotion to one Shiv Baba. How great the temple to Somnath is, Lord of Nectar. You should think about how wealthy you were and how you have now become poor birth shells. You now have the awareness of 84 births. In your consciousness, you now know what you have become from and what you were. The words embodiment of awareness refer to this time. This does not mean that God came and spoke the Gita in Sanskrit. No, if it were in Sanskrit, you children would not understand anything. The main language is Hindi. Everything is explained to you in the language that is Brahma's language. Every cycle he explains in the same language. You know that you are sitting in front of Bap Dada. This family is just of Mama, Baba and brothers and sister. That's all. This family is just of Mama, Baba and the brothers and sisters. That's all. There are no other relationships. The relationship of brother and sister is only when you belong to Prajapita Brahma. In terms of soul, all are brothers. You are receiving the inheritance from the Father. You souls know that his Father has come. You were the masters of Brahmand. The Father is also the master of Brahmand. Just as souls are incorporeal, in the same way the Supreme Soul is also incorporeal. His name is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, that is the soul that lives in the region far beyond. Supreme Soul means God. Supreme Soul means God. You receive the inheritance from the Father. There are no Sikhs, Sant or Mahatma here. All are children. We all are children. They are claiming the unlimited inheritance from the Father. No one else can give the inheritance. The Father is the one who establishes the golden age. He constantly only gives happiness. He constantly only gives happiness. It is not that he gives both happiness and sorrow. That is not the law. The Father himself explains, I inspire you to make effort to become deities for 21 births. Therefore, he is the bestower of happiness. He is the bestower of happiness and the remover of sorrow. You now know who causes you sorrow? Who causes you sorrow? It is Ravan. This is called the vicious word. Males and females are both vicious. In the golden age, both were viceless. It was the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. The kingdom is ruled lawfully. The kingdom is ruled lawfully. The elements work under your orders. There are no calamities. You children have had visions of establishment. Destruction definitely has to take place. On the day of Holi, they make idols and fancy images and ask each other what will emerge out of this one's stomach. Then they reply missiles. You know what is right? Their science is so powerful. It is the work of intellects. There is so much arrogance of science. They make aeroplanes and so many other things, etc., for happiness, but they will lead to destruction through them. They will lead to destruction through them. In the end, they will destroy their own clan. You are incognito. You don't have a war with anyone. You don't cause sorrow for anyone. The Father says you must not cause sorrow for anyone through your minds, words or deeds. Does the Father ever cause sorrow for anyone? He makes you into the masters of the land of happiness, and so you must give happiness to everyone. Baba has explained, if anyone says anything to you, just remain peaceful and cheerful. Just remain peaceful and cheerful. Stay in yoga and keep smiling. And through your power of yoga, they will become quiet as well. The behavior of the teachers in particular should be very good. You should not have dislike for anyone. You should not have dislike for anyone. The father says, I don't have dislike for anyone. I know that you all are impure, but the drama is made like that. I know what such and such person's activity is like, and that his food and drink are impure. Baba is saying, I know what such and such person activity is like, and that his food and drink are impure. He just eats whatever is put in front of him. Everyone loves life. I also love life. You know that by having this life, you have to claim your inheritance from Baba. By staying in yoga, your lifespan will increase and there will be fewer sinful actions, and the lifespans of your future 21 births will then increase. The efforts through which a reward is received are made now. Through the power of yoga, we become healthy, and through knowledge, we become wealthy. When there is health and wealth, there is happiness. If you have wealth but no health, there cannot be happiness. There are many kings who are very wealthy but are crippled and ill. It can be understood that they must have performed some sinful acts, and that is the fruit of it. The Father tells you many things, but it should not be that what you hear here is left behind as soon as you go outside. Father tells you many things, but it should not be that what you hear here is left behind as soon as you go outside. So you have to imbibe knowledge. Even if you cannot remember anything else, remember Shiv Baba. Remember Shiv Baba. Praise him internally in a very incognito way. Baba, it never even entered my mind or my consciousness that you would come and teach us. It is not mentioned in any scriptures that the incorporeal Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, comes to teach us. Baba, now we know. Baba, now we know. Instead of the Father's name, they have inserted the name of Krishna and made the Gita false. It cannot be the divine activities of Krishna. The Gita is the scripture of the confluence age, but they have made it belong to the copper age. The Father says, children, renounce everything else and pay attention to your studies. If you don't stay in remembrance and don't stay busy in your studies, then it is a waste of time. Your time is most valuable, and so you should not waste it. You have to earn your livelihood, but you should not waste time in wasteful thoughts. Every second of yours is as valuable as a diamond. The Father says, Manmana Bhav. Time spent in that brings benefit, whereas anything else is a waste of time. Time spent in that brings benefit, whereas anything else is a waste of time. Keep a chart and see how much time you waste. There is only one word, Manmana Bhav. For half a cycle, you have a life of liberation, and for half a cycle, you have a life of bondage. You went into the Sato Pradhan stage, and then Sato, Raju, and Tamo. We are becoming liberated in life. The one who is making us this is the Father. Everyone receives liberation in life. They will experience happiness first and then sorrow according to their own religion. New souls that come down first experience happiness. Some are praised very much and they have strength because they are new souls. Music of happiness should be playing inside you. Why? Why? We are sitting in front of Bap Dada. The new creation is being created. Your praise of this time is even greater than the praise of the golden age. Jagdamba and the goddess existed at the confluence age. The Brahmins also existed then. You know that you are Brahmins at the moment and that you will then become deities worthy of being worshipped. Temples will be built in memory of you. You become living deities. They are non-living images. You become living deities. They are non-living images. Ask them, how did this one become a deity? Ask them, how did this one become a deity? If someone comes to speak to you, explain, we are Brahmins and then we became deities. You are in living form. You explain, this knowledge is first class. You are bringing about establishment. Children says, we will not settle for anything less than the status of Lakshmi and Narayan. We will claim a full inheritance. We will claim a full inheritance. This school is such that everyone says, we have come to study ancient Raj Yoga. You become deities by having yoga. You have now become Brahmins from Shudras and you will then become deities from Brahmins. The main accept is to have remembrance. The main accept is to have remembrance. It is only in your having remembrance that Maya creates obstacles. Although you try very hard, your intellect still wander here and there. All the effort is in this. All the effort is in this. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children and we spiritual children says Namaste, good morning to our sweetest spiritual father. Essence for dharana, first become a bestower of happiness like the father. Become a bestower of happiness like the Father. Don't cause sorrow for anyone through your thoughts, words or deeds. Let your consciousness be filled with peace and always stay cheerful. Let your consciousness be filled with peace and always stay cheerful. Second, don't waste your time in wasteful thoughts. Praise the Father internally. Praise the Father internally. Today's blessing, feel Baba's hand on your head and take blessing. May you be free from any bondage of karma and perform every action as a Karam Yogi according to the elevated directions. May you be free from any bondage of karma and perform every action as a Karam Yogi according to the elevated directions. Baba is saying the children who perform every action according to the elevated directions have unlimited spiritual intoxication. While performing actions, they don't attract any bondage of karma. They are detached and loving. By performing actions, a Karam Yogi, waves of sorrow cannot come to them. By performing actions, a Karam Yogis, waves of sorrow cannot come to them. They remain constantly detached and loving. No bondage of any action can pull them. They always perform actions as masters. They always perform actions as master, and this is why they experience the stage of being free from any bondage. Such souls remain constantly happy themselves and also give happiness to others. Such souls remain constantly happy themselves and also give happiness to others. Slogan, become an authority of experience and you will never be deceived. Become an authority of experience and you will never be deceived. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba.